I'm a prison bitch. Hi, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Illusion of Gaia. On the last episode, 25 to life. We're in prison and we gotta find ourselves out of here. I wonder why I have to suffer so. You're a poet, Will. I wonder what will become of me now. Anyway, I have to think of a way to get out of here. So, this is kind of an interesting section of the game where normally in these types of things you're like, all right, how do I get out of here? But we're technically stuck. We can get out, obviously. The game continues on from this point. But if we just stand here and wait, nothing will happen. And there's no secret passage. There's Moss. This Moss has seen thousands of prisoners come and go. Those prisoners must have been encouraged by any sign of life. Indeed, well. But yeah, like there's no secret bars, there's no hole. We just have to wait. And we have to look at everything. Someone was chained to this ball. Creepy. Some more moss. And just like prison, you just gotta find ways to entertain yourself. Apparently the door is locked. It's still locked. It's still locked. It's not locked here or here, but it's locked here. Anyway, doodaloo, just waiting, doodaloo, just waiting, doodaloo, just waiting. I think that's everything I can look at. Like I can't look at these. Oh, a soldier's whisper comes from a hole in the ceiling. It's today's ration of bread. Even Moss drinks water. What? You ain't giving me water. You just giving me bread. Hey, hey, soldier. How about some water? Whatever. We'll taste some of the bread. The bread is hard. It's the worst thing he's ever tasted. For some reason, he really misses Grandma Lola's creative cuisine. Aw. Well, that's what happens when you're in prison. It starts changing you. Hope is a dangerous thing. Time passes slowly, but the long day is ending. It pains me to think of the prisoners feeling not knowing what they should do. While I was trying to think of a way out, I drifted off to sleep. You're looking pretty awake there, Will. Sorry I did this in front of the prison door, but a familiar voice speaks from the flute. Will, this is your father. Of course it is. Father? Hey! You were a cute child, but you've grown up. Isn't Grandma... Um... Being an adult, man, sometimes these things just get twisted when they shouldn't be. Sure, Dad. Where are you? I can't tell you now. Why not? I know where you are, and there's no reason, as far as I can tell, that you can't tell me. I guess because I would go there immediately, but still. I have something to ask of you. Listen. Yes, if it is your wish. No, you deserve me. Fuck you, Dad! I want you to say, well, a lot of good that did me. I too was once held in this cell. Look at the left hand wall. Oh, fuck. The hell is that? Well, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. It doesn't want me to do nothing. Unless I. Ha! This? Have you heard anything from Grandpa Bill? Grandpa? He was an architect. Your grandpa knows the secret of that stone. Secret? You don't know what the hell it is, yet you're questioning the fact that there's a secret behind it? Okay. Starting now, you encounter a terrible thing. Do I have to? Pick up the stone your enemy left. The power of the crystal is contained there. The power will prove to be your ally. You must make a pilgrimage to the ruins of the world to find the mystic statues. The closer you get to the crystal, the stronger the evil power will be. Okay, credit where credit is due. This might be the only game I have ever played. And I'm not saying it's the only ever. I'm saying the only one I've personally played where the story actually explains why the game gets more difficult as it goes on. It's not an amazing explanation, but the closer to the crystal you get, the stronger the enemies will be. That's pretty good, considering. Like, you know how in every single game, you're supposed to, the enemies get stronger, and the only real reason is you get to the final boss or whatever. This is just saying, in the perimeter, going outwards, you can't see me, but I'm doing a lot of hand motions right now. On the outer perimeter, the enemies are weaker because they're further away from the crystal. Sure, why not? Will, no time, quickly, first to the Incan ruins. The flute's voice fades and disappears. Well, thanks, Dad. You couldn't give me a fucking lockpick or something? What? Oink, oink. Oh, shit. Hi, pig. I wonder if this... I did look it up, and I think it's Kara. So I'm going to stick with Kara. Kara? Kara. I'm going to stick with Kara. Kara sounds weird. Kara sounds better. If it's something other than Kara, I apologize, but I'm saying Kara from now on. What luck. There's a letter and a key tied to its tail. The letter read, "Sorry to hear that you're in prison. It's terrible what my father's done, but hear what I have to say. I too am prisoner. I am a prisoner of silk and gold." How unfortunate. But tonight I will leave the castle forever. I also will be free. Kara. Yeah! That's some good hype music right there. Alright, I have the key. I can get out. So, go to our inventory. As you turn the prison key, the steel door open with a dull sound. I don't know why. That's just a funny sound to me. And I can open this. Hello, good sir. I don't need anyone's help. I can get out myself. Fine, you fucking click. Jerk. Oh, it's another one of those dark space thingies. I am Gaia, the source of all life. I can give you some advice. When you defeat all the enemies in an area, you will get a jewel that increases your abilities. Push the start button to see the location of your enemies. Find the demons and defeat them. Huh. Well, I'll give you a better explanation of that when it becomes relevant, which will be very, very soon. Charge. Fighting music and enemies. Bats. Just pretty much bats. So that's one thing that I've noticed about this game as I got a little bit older. In fact, I only really noticed this during my test runs is, with a couple of pretty good exceptions, the enemy types are not very creative. Like, there's bats and skeletons and eyes, and then, like, I know there's a lot of those in all fantasy games, but that's like the vast majority of enemies. They're not all that creative. Like, when you look at Legend of Zelda enemies, like, of course, there are bats and snakes and whatnot, but, you know, they also have Octoroks and Tektites and Dark Nuts and Navis and all this shit, so a little bit lacking in the enemy variety. But let's take out this guy first. That's right, folks. The flute. I'm fighting with the flute. If you thought the Keyblade from what is it, Kingdom Hearts, if you thought that was kind of odd, I am literally fighting with my flute. Sure, whatever. So, what Gaia was saying about the jewel, which I would never in my mind call that a jewel. Yeah, and Will says here, when you defeat all the enemies around you, a jewel will appear. So basically what that is in every area of the game. So it's not, I would call it a screen, but obviously they take up more than a screen. But little sections of each level. If you defeat every single enemy that's in there, you will get what they call a jewel. I don't know what I would call it, but I wouldn't call it a jewel. If you defeat all the enemies, you'll get one of those, and they give you a stat bonus. So as you saw, the one we got there was a heart, and as you see my little marbles at the top there, I went from 4 to 4.5. So if I get one of those heart ones, I get 1/2 of one of those little marbles there. And we can use the flute to block. It's not just for telekinesis, where you bring the jewels or whatever closer to you. I would call these jewels, if anything, whatever. You can also block projectiles, so that will become very, very important throughout the game, which is good because I usually in games forget that I have a block. If I can get through most of the game without blocking until near the end, I'm looking at you, God of War, then I usually forget, but in this game it's very important often to block. So in this one we get a sword, which is our strength, so now we'll do more damage, essentially. Pretty straightforward. And there's one more different type of stat. See, now we're doing 2 damage instead of 1, so you want to, if you can, which you absolutely can, we can get both of these at once. I always love doing that. What the? Get. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're just floating around, getting in my way. Get out of here. Flying flower of death? So yeah, these cannot be killed. Think. What? See, okay. I'm sorry if I was in the middle of something important about explaining something, but that's one thing about this game that really annoys me, is she basically said, hey, follow me. But in this game, I'm moving. I have my movement going, I got my D-pad, I got my throwing flutes. I'm doing stuff, and the game pops up a text box. Wow, that went right over me. That's fine. Pop up a text box if you want, but don't have the text box go away when I move, because I'm constantly moving. Hey, treasure chest. Found an herb. Cool. Like, I will be moving at all times. Why have the text box go away when I'm freaking moving? That is so annoying. And damn. Well, there's damage. Oh god, that pisses me off because it's gonna happen. I hate to say that it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen a lot more because there will be times, and there's a third one, defense. So we take less damage per hit. There will be times when nothing will happen. Like, it'll just be a couple of seconds, and okay, nothing's happening. And so I'll move, and then a text box decides to pop up, and then immediately go away because, okay, nothing was happening. I'll start moving. Oh god, it annoys me. Someone is throwing arrows at me. Or spears, I guess. I guess they're not arrows. They're too big to be arrows. They're spears. but we never find out the culprit. Was there something really important that I needed to say about stats? This screen. So I found out this for the first time, like, ever, the second last time I played this game. If you look at the top left of this little map area, there's force. What force is it's just telling you that one of those, I guess I'll call them jewels, one of the jewels is still left in this area. So as long as you see that, there's a stat bonus that you still have to collect. I had no idea about that for the longest time. Because it always seems to pop up when this map screen is here. But I never see it go away because I never think to look at it after all the enemies are gone. And then there's enemy, pretty self-explanatory. And then item, is there a treasure chest in the area? Like I said, pretty self-explanatory. You definitely want to get every single stat bonus in the game if you can, which you can. It's definitely very helpful, especially, HP, attack, and defense. Those are the only 3. It won't go in, maybe it's rusty. Yeah, there are only the 3 stats, which, it's a little bit simple, but it's simple in a good way as well, because it's like, you don't have to worry about intelligence or stamina or anything. Just your 3 stats. There's a fire here. I can't swing at it. Oh, I can talk to it. When you Alright, so we kind of already knew about this because we just fought like freaking 30 enemies, but when you defeat the enemies, a shiny silver dark gem will appear. There's a lot of dark in this game. If you collect 100 of these, you gain 1 life. Even if you're defeated, you won't have to go back very far. And in this chest, red jewel. So yeah, if you see DP, that doesn't stand for double penetration. It stands for dark points. We have 51 dark points, and we can get 1-ups, lives, whatever you prefer to call them. We have 0 at this moment, so if we die, it's game over, but we'll just have to go back to the last save point. There's more HP there. Where's that fucking flower again? And the flower is now in a flower? Try playing flute. Play the melody. Alright, I only have 1 melody, so I guess this is the one. So yeah, we get 1-ups for each 100 dark points we get. That's, like I said, that's one of the things that I want to try to avoid. I'd like to end the game having never lost a life, but like I said, we'll see. Alright, let's play the song, shall we? Softly play the melody you learned from Lola. Beautiful. You heard a soft voice from somewhere. Go to the switch on the right-hand wall. Fine, jeez. Pushy. The door won't open unless you push this switch on the count of 3. When I shout, push the switch. Or hit it with a flute. I'll count 1, 2, 3. Don't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, it's okay. Alright, let's focus here. 1, 2, 3. Got it. The door is open. Go in! Ooh, creepy. Alright. Hey, I can't hit the... Well, how the hell am I supposed to hit that? Do I get a projectile? Do I get a gun? Can I get a gun? AK-47. That'd be awesome. So if you notice, I'm doing a little... Oh, you jerk. I'm doing not an advanced movement, but an above beginner movement there. My normal damage is doing 1, but if I push the directional button after I swing, like that, I'll do like a little bit more damage. So that's what I'm doing there. It does a little bit more damage, but hey, a little bit more damage is a little bit more damage. And it's probably pretty self-explanatory, but the player is my life, and each enemy, as you see, they get the little balls of health there, and it works exactly the same as mine. So, all right. There's a dark space. Yeah, I guess I could heal. I mean, I only took 1 hit of damage, but I guess it... What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Is it awesome? It's pretty awesome. Will hears a voice in his head. Will, I have been waiting a long time for you to come. I am Freedan. I am eternal. Let me help you on your journey. As time goes by, you'll come to understand my nature. Will gradually loses consciousness. I'm like the guy on the thing! I'm like the guy on the thing! I'm awesome!